Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Today we're looking at Kenshi. Kenshi is one of my all-time favorite games. That said, I only have about 70 or so hours in the game. By Kenshi standards, that's not very much. Maybe for other games, AAA games, things like that, you may have completed the game already. Maybe you're in New Game Plus, I don't know. But for Kenshi, you've just scratched the surface, which is what makes it one of my all-time favorite games so far. Just for some timeline perspective, Kenshi 2 was just kind of announced, pseudo-announced, whatever, via Steam community forum thing by the development team. Some backlash. They said, once we hit 1.0, we're not going to update the game anymore. And people were a little sad because Kenshi finally released after all these years in development, years and years and years in development, and then it seemed like they just kind of abandoned it. Well, that's not the case. Fear not. Lo-Fi Games will have our back once again with Kenshi 2, but until then, this is what we have, and I'm looking forward to getting in the game, starting out with a relatively difficult start, trying really, 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 really hard not to save scum. It's kind of a goal of mine not to do that. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would do that. Maybe if my main character is just completely mauled and dies or something like that. Maybe if it's early enough in the game, we would just save scum to, prevent ourselves from just starting all over again and wasting time. But ideally, if we get taken out by some spiders or whatever, we lose some limbs, we'll keep going. We'll do what we can to keep the series alive, keep our character alive, and so on. And back of the mind goals in my last playthrough I had off camera, I found Beep pretty early on, so that is going to be a relatively early on goal. I'm not going to go out of my way to take huge risks going through the Foglands to try to get him, but it is on my mind. Maybe we're jumping ahead of ourselves, so let's go ahead and get the game started here. I'm going to start out a new game here. And then I think I just want Wanderer. I kind of browsed through these before I started recording to see if there was one that seemed like it was maybe going to be difficult. I don't care about starting with the cache. That doesn't matter to me. But I also didn't want to start with a huge squad. Otherwise, we're going to sit here creating 5 different characters and try to make them funny or whatever for a little bit too long. So we're just going to do one dude finds himself in the desert. There we go. My general play style that I want to do with this character, in my last playthrough, I did kind of a martial arts style, and then I eventually went into just mass manufacturing katanas and whatnot. We'll get there. I think I want to do martial arts again. It was really fun. I mean, as you progress with martial arts and level that up, you start to get more and more abilities, and then just seeing the flying kicks and stuff was hilarious and worth it. So I think I'm going to try to repeat that again here. But for anyone who hasn't played Kenshi before, there's a few different races here. If you're just starting out, I would recommend just going with a base human and don't worry about it, because there's going to be so many other things in the game that you have to figure out before anything else even matters. Cooking plus 20%, farming minus 20%, that's not going to matter if it's your first time in the game for hours and hours and hours and hours. And by the time it matters, I don't know, maybe you'll want to start again like me or something like that. Other things, starting out with a skeleton would probably be a little bit more difficult early on. For my purposes, kind of have to think about this a little bit. For martial arts, we are going to want to be looking into dexterity. So this negative 20% modifier on the Shek isn't appealing to me at all. Having a Hiver early on could be good. Take a look at these sub races. I know a few of these. So I guess we were looking at the Cannibal Scave first. Usually if you just open up Kenshi, they'll start you out on this Greenlander sub race. You can see it's basically just plus modifiers. Nothing to worry about in terms of negatives. Scorchlander is a decent dexterity bonus. What I like my Scorchlanders for is making armor and weapons. Later on, cannibals. I don't think. I mean, nothing is really gonna be too big of a deal. This guy's tempting though. I don't know. I think I just want to go typical human. We'll make me-ish kind of. Uh, Farming, cooking, laboring, strength. Care about that? I think I like the stealth, dodge, dex, and athletic bonuses of the Scorchlander. So we'll do that. I'll play around with this stuff a little bit. Try to make our guy not look like a total doofus, but hard not to. If you look at some of these poses, I mean, a lot of them are a little bit janky. This one's kind of normal. He's just standing there. Oh, here he's looking cool. Okay. I kind of want to do this like crouching tiger, hidden dragon style here. He's kind of dragging his knuckles a little bit. I don't know. I don't know about that, but that's fine. It's fine. We won't worry about that too much. We can kind of make him bluish. Let's do that. Should we make him a little guy? Yeah. Or huge? Little. Oh my god. Look at that guy. Alright, we'll make him super tiny. But beefy. Oh, look at this. What is that? He's folded in on himself. Dude, you can't do that to yourself. This is going on YouTube. Okay, it's too extreme. I don't know. I don't like him like crouched over like that. We'll do this. As straight backed as we can get. Ooh. Okay. That's fine. Dude, we can make this guy so goofy. I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on the character creator. A lot of this this just doesn't matter. Oh my. Okay. Head size. It's so hard not to just max these sliders out and go from there. We'll change the hair. We'll change the hair, and then we'll leave it at that. Thing kind of fun. It's gonna be covered up by a hat sooner than later anyway, so I don't think it matters too much. I bet if you get the braids or some of the longer hair, I bet that'll clip through the hats though. So we'll go short and look for a decent beard. Got a decent beard, do say so myself. So we'll try to match that. We'll try to get on par with the IRL beard. Why don't they have just like a straight beard? Got like dwarf beard. Oh. Can we make like a nice... Is it green? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, you know what? I've changed my mind. I can't just not. I can't not. We're gonna get goofy. We might as well. We're gonna be staring at this guy for a long time. So if we don't take advantage now, we're gonna regret it later. Oh my. Oh no. All right. Well, then we'll go back to the body too. We'll do it all. I want him to be tiny though. Big frame. Well, we got to be able to see him. I'm not willing to change that one. I think that's goofier. We should do scrawny arms. If he's gonna be a kung fu master, we don't want. Do we want the Hulk? We can't make this guy green, can we? No, he didn't go green. Go green? Not really. He's got the hair though. Oh yeah, there we go. Big stomach, big waist, big hips. You do not want this guy running at you. All right. I couldn't resist. I tried. Lung Rot. That's not a bad name. But we'll name him Bruce. You know, he's Hulk. He's Hulk-like. Bruce is going to be fine. And here he is. So, I have a few mods installed. One of them shows off the map here. And I think if you, this is almost a necessity. I mean, this should just be in the game. Otherwise, it's difficult to plan your base later on because certain territories have different abilities to grow crops. There's different territories for different factions, and knowing where those lines are ends up being moderately important. So for now, I don't have anything like, I don't show where all the cities are or anything like that, or the climates, just the border zones, the names of the borders. This can also help if you have to look up things on the wiki, which you inevitably will have to later on. So we start out just as our wanderer here in the hub. This is owned by the Holy Nation Outlaws. And something kind of disappointing in Kenshi is that you can't like buy out the town. So you see here this rundown building here, we can buy it with 1,500 cats. It's our currency here is cats. If you go through and you buy out all these buildings, it would be really nice if you could actually take over this town and kind of make it your own. If that's not the case, we can eventually just make our own town, which is fine. But it would be nice if we could create our own. Well, we can create our own faction, but create our own faction and then let it take over different areas by taking out the townspeople or something to that effect. But we're kind of jumping ahead of ourselves. So my settings for Kenshi are not super high. I don't know anyone's that is super high just because of the optimization in the game. So you'll see I have the distance kind of clipped off here out here. And the foliage is kind of turned down, and just little things to help with performance, especially now that I'm recording this. It's just going to be a little bit more of a drag, so we'll do what we can with that. There's a lot of different ways to start out in Kenshi, and what you go to level up. I'm already getting some framey issues here. What you choose to level up first or optimize. I'm not going to focus too much on trying to outgame the game. I think you can join the Shinobi Thieves and go get a bunch of high skills early on. There's also a lot of thieving you can do in bigger towns if you want to do that. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to have kind of a rough start and just accept our rough start and slowly build up to the point where we can take out other factions and whatnot. Oh, Bruce. Oh, well, Bruce is going to work on that belly here throughout the course of this video. Oh, man. Okay, so anyway, this is Bruce's inventory. You can see here we start out with an iron club. I'm going to take that off and just throw it in his inventory for now, so we can start leveling martial arts right away. And we just start with some pants with no armor value or anything to that effect. So we have absolutely nothing. By holding down Alt, if you don't know, you can kind of see highlighted items on the ground and then little signs for the different buildings, which is great. All this stuff over here that's not red. Let me go in the building quick so you can see. But anything that's not red is not considered stealing, so you can just go ahead and pick that up and sell it if you want to. And then this stuff in the building here, in the bar, all this stuff would be considered thieving. So if we try to just pick this up without going in the sneak here, we'll probably be attacked. So, I think in the hub, there's maybe this building over here. I think if we go open this up, there's some stuff in here that we can sell / steal. So we'll start out doing that. Yes. So we got a small emperor statue, some rice weed, raw meat, some bowls. Some dried fish is great because we don't start without any food either. I'm just going to pick up all this stuff. Now, if we go and sneak here, can kind of tell nobody can see us right now, which is great. So we can go ahead and try to pick this lock. And we're going to fail, I think, over and over again until we eventually pick it. So it'll say pick failed, and then our chance to pick it will increase slowly over time. This is actually leveling up our lock picking skill here. You can see it just went to 2 from 1. Oh, succeeded already. Okay, well, whatever. We only got to level 2, which is kind of too bad. But as this increases, we'll be able to pick higher level chests and also have a greater chance of succeeding the first time around. Sometimes you can rob cities, like I kind of mentioned earlier. I got some books. And then, you know, patrol will walk away for just a second, and then you can quick pick it and loot it and then run away. So we can see here, if we highlight the stuff, we can see the C value or the cat's value, how much it sells for. And then in price markup, there's some trading you can do later on. We won't worry about that for now. The dried meat is just food, which is great. You can sell that. This is going to sell for about 156 cats here in this town, which is a lot when we're first starting out. Got some books we don't care about. We don't really care about these cups either, but we can fit them in our inventory. So we can just run over to the bar and quick sell stuff. I'm also going to try not to play on super fast mode unless there's absolutely nothing to do. I find you lose a lot of efficiency just as you're kind of playing the game. You can kind of get stuck on this fast mode and days will just pass by. And sometimes that's fine later on when you have a base and stuff, but just ends up being a bit inefficient here early on. So we're going to sell pretty much all this stuff. We didn't actually, well, it doesn't show that we stole that stuff. Sometimes when you go to sell items in a town, you'll have a fencing chance to actually sell something that was stolen. I'm not gonna need this rice weed. Thought about hanging on to it. So now we can see here, if we wanted, we have 1,528 cats to buy stuff from this vendor. But there's nothing that I'm really interested in right now. I'd love to get some armor, but he just doesn't have it. So we kind of have to either kill someone for their armor, find somewhere to steal it from, and I don't think there's anywhere else to steal armor from here. There. Let's see. So if we can't buy it, if we can't steal it, then we have to fight for it. And we're not going to have a lot of fights. Well, I don't think we'll have any fights that we can win early on. We're basically going to go out here, get our butt kicked over and over and over and over again, and then hopefully over time we'll get enough stats to win a fight or two. We'll be able to recruit some people to our side and then take out bigger and bigger groups. So just looking for packs of guys. We're kind of looking for hungry bandits. And actually, now that I say that out loud, hungry bandits will be attracted to our food in our inventory, and they'll try to beat us up to take our food because they're hungry and they need food. I get it. But they're a pretty good early target to take out. Alternatively to bandits, we can also come over here. We go on the map. We're kind of walking towards the second town that you see right away. Oh, we discovered this thing. It's not going to tell me what it is. It's probably a dust bandit camp or something to that effect. We walk towards Squin here. We're going to be able to potentially run into some bandits, but also some animals. And what I like to do is try to find some herbivore animals to fight early on that are going to absolutely kill us. Without a doubt, they will kill us over and over and over again. We'll have to rest up to try to just get to a point where we can win a fight. Sorry, I'm trying to look for these animals and talk at the same time. Oh, there's finally a group of people over here. Hungry bandits. So if you fight these herbivore animals, they'll beat you up, they'll knock you out, but because they're herbivores, they won't try to eat you when you're down, which is a huge benefit. So we came across some hungry bandits first. I guess we'll get our butts kicked here. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this food on the ground way over here, and it'll just sit there. And now we can go fight these guys, lose, And oops. And then we'll get knocked out, which is fine. But by doing so, by fighting these guys, we're going to build up some of our stats. So maybe I should open this. As we dodge attacks here, I don't know how many we'll dodge, but we actually increase our dodge. You can see we've already gone up with a little over a third of a level here, just by engaging these guys. And we're also, every time we swing, we'll increase, I don't think you do melee attack, martial arts. We'll increase our martial arts. We only got 10% there, which is, what is this guy doing? He's looting me. I got nothing to loot. Move on, buddy. But as our stats increase, like I was saying earlier, as these go up over time, we'll eventually be able to maybe knock out one of these guys, and then eventually we'll be able to knock out two of those guys, and so on until they're not even worth our time, which is exciting. One other thing I could do early on, I'm gonna go to my food. Going right for my food. Uh-oh. Did I go too soon? No! Oh, he's gonna leave you alone. One of the things we can do early on to get a little bit more efficient, since we're gonna end up bleeding out here, is we can try to find someone to hire them. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, peace. Oh, I was just kidding. Did they find my food? Oh, they're going right for my food! Alright, whatever. I don't even want it. You can have it. I don't need it. Anyway, we can try to find someone and hire them, because when we get knocked out like that, eventually we'll get knocked out worse than that. That was only, what did it say, like 20 some seconds that we were knocked out. Eventually, you can get knocked out for minutes at a time, game time, not real time, kind of real time. And what you can have them do is pick you up off the ground and then bring you to a bed. And once you're in bed, you can rest up and get back on your feet a little bit faster. You can see over here our stats. Our chest here is red, and has a negative value and an arrow pointing to the left. So this means that we're actually kind of bleeding out of our chest a little bit. So if we don't get that patched up with some bandages, it'll get worse, and eventually, I think eventually we can maybe die from something like this if we do absolutely nothing for a long period of time. Our character's not great, but you can see he's kind of bloodied up in his chest there. So we'll run back to town. I forget. I think there's some people you can hire here, and I may employ right away this kind of two-person strategy where they pick me up and put me in bed, just for the sake of time. Let's see here. So first things first, we want to get some bandages. Let's see. These are 90. Gonna charge me for that. And if we right-click ourselves, we can just use first aid. And that'll slowly patch ourselves up. And once this is patched up, it'll start to heal over time. See, we went to slightly injured there. We're considered normal. However, our chest value is still negative 13. So if we go fight them right away and they touch our chest, just other meanings I don't mean to imply. If they touch our chest, if they hit us in the chest, that's better. We'll go down right away. So let's see who we got. We got Hobbs. Hobbs is the classic. Hobbs is always here. Kiji and Jemison are the other two people here. I think we're gonna go with Hobbs though. Hobbs is a static character. They have a different term than static character than that. I can't remember what they are, but a lot of the characters in the game, one of the other mods that I have, introduces additional character names into the game. So for instance, there's only so many names that can be generated for random NPCs, and eventually you run into the same one, or like the same name again, which is it breaks your immersion a little bit. It kind of takes you out of the game. Like in my last playthrough, I had multiple people named Hot Longs, and at first I thought it was a hilarious dude with a guy named Hot Longs, but then I came across another one and realized it was just one of these names. So a mod that I have installed just puts more names into the game. So we'll get Hobbs here. He says, yes, that's it. Have a drink on me. Say, have you ever heard the story of the Wailing Phantom? No. say no. What's it about? We'll play along. We want to get him on our side. And you can ruin this. So you can come across NPCs, say the wrong thing, and then they'll disregard you for the rest of the game. So we want to be a little bit careful. I don't think we were going to miss out on Hobbs. So Hobbs says, well, legend has it that it dwells in a sunken cave south of the Outlands. I hear it has bones made of solid diamond. Just one tooth would fetch you kabillions, no, poo-billions of cats. It has the gigantic tongue of a lusty tree hag and a marvelous pair of bingo wings that droop like smooth potato butter. Some even say that it has the snout of fondled truffle. Even the most handsomest of man warriors haven't been able to hunt the peppery thing down. Ooh. Our options are, seriously, don't waste my time with your gibberish, wacko, the obvious choice. That sounds amazing. How do I find it? Uh-huh. Sounds interesting. I have to go now, and just walk away. So we'll play along because we like and want Hobbs. Hobbs says, if I knew that, I would have tracked it down myself, but if you're going to head out in search of it, you must take me with you. Call it an old dying man's last wish. You're dying? What's wrong with you? Sorry, I don't need a dying old man to slow me down. Or 3, then I will grant you your wish, old man. Join me in search of this beast. Yes. We want Hobbs. And just like that, he doesn't say anything else other than lead the way. He's in. He's on our team. So if we look at Hobbs' inventory, he has some pretty good stuff on him already. You can see his shoddy grade sleeveless long coat here is going to provide us some resistances. But at the very bottom there is crucial. Martial arts bonus, attack damage effect, and dodge skill effect. So we're just gonna take that from Hobbs. We definitely need that martial arts bonus amongst other things. And we automatically equip it. Oh, that's sorry. That's not an angle we need. His hat here gives us a perception bonus. Sure, we'll just take it. It's cool. His boots here actually have a negative effect to our stealth and athletics. I don't care too much about that right now. So we'll take his boots as well. His pants. Let's see, our pants do nothing. So we're going to take his pants, even though they have a negative effect on our stealth. That's fine. They give us a very, very, very small amount of resistances. And then his shirt does absolutely nothing, but we don't have one. So here's Hobbs now. He's looking a little bit sad. We'll give him, we got to put some pants on, dude. We'll give him some pants, and then we're going to go ahead and give him this extra stuff we don't want for now. And I happen to know, just from experience, that there's a bed in here. So we want to get these stats up almost to 100% or to 100% before we head out again. So we're going to go ahead and right-click here. Laying in a bed will increase the recovery rate of these skills. So Hobbs has our bandages. We're going to go pick some fights with Bruce Banner over here, and we'll have Hobbs pick up some food too, actually, since we lost our food to those hungry bandits. Maybe we can go find it again. Maybe they didn't pick it up off the ground. We'll probably head that way again, so it may be there. We'll get some bandages and this dried meat. I think early on this dried meat has the best bang for your buck value attached to it. This other stuff can be a little bit cost prohibitive early on. You can see that the cooked vegetables are $3.31 and the meat wraps are $8.02. So that would be most of our money, and we don't currently have a way to really get money. So we want to be careful with that. So I think this is a good place to stop for now. I think off camera, I'll just let Bruce here heal up, and then in the next episode, he'll be 100%, and we'll go pick some more fights with people. Thank you very much for checking out the first episode of this Kenshi series. If you want me to keep going, please feel free to subscribe. There will be more videos coming regularly. Leave me a comment down below if you have any other suggestions or comments on the gameplay so far. If you think that there's something that could be done better or isn't quite being displayed, I would absolutely love to hear your input now before we get too deep in the series. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.